George St-Pierre, a Canadian legend and icon in the sport, walks away today from mixed martial arts, professional mixed martial arts. When exactly did you make this decision? Was there a single moment where you were like, now is the time?
Um, it came slowly and slowly, but when we were waiting for, we tried to make that fight happen with Khabib, and UFC were not interesting. They had other plan with Khabib, and it's okay. And I think that was the perfect time to do it.
Who was the first person you told that now's going to be the time that I walk away from the sport?
Oh, we knew before. We said, oh, there's only one fight that really interests me that could, because to make an analogy of this is, before, when I was young, I didn't have nothing. I was on the bottom. I wanted to climb the ladder. Any guy could elevate me. So I wanted to fight everybody. I didn't care when, who, where I was going to take the fight. I was very hungry. But now I'm on top of the ladder. The only place you look down, Of course, there's only a few guys that can elevate you. But these guys, it's a question of availability, timing, and everything, and sometimes it's not the right timing, and it's all good too. There's always going to be another guy and another guy, another guy. So every good thing has an end.
Legacy's been so important to you. Khabib, undefeated, has only lost one round in the UFC. Was the idea of beating Khabib about being the best versus one of the best?
Yeah, Khabib for me, he's the best guy right now to beat. He's legacy-wise, it was incredible. It's nothing but just for respect. I respect him as a martial artist, but also as a person. It would have been an incredible fight for me because it's the scariest thing to do in the same time. The scariest thing to do is the most exciting thing to do.
When you looked at Khabib, did the third belt matter, or was it more about getting a chance to face him? He mentioned the 160 pounds yesterday catch weight.
I wouldn't care about the belt. For sure, it would never have been for the belt. UFC would have never in 100 years to let that for the belt because I would not have defended the belt to lose all that weight for nothing. To fight another guy would not interest me. It was more for a legacy fight, for a fun fight for the fans. But it's okay. They have other plans. It's normal. It's a business. It's a business that is about what's next, not about what was before and what's happening now. It's always about what's next. And it's normal. It's all good.
You made a name for yourself in what I think is the old UFC, when people had logos all over their shorts and banners. You've only fought once really in this Reebok era, this Endeavor era. What's the biggest difference between now and then, in your opinion?
I think it's the social media now. Everything is bigger because you have access to the world now. Let's say I want to call out someone. I go on my phone, even though I don't know his number, I know his Twitter, and I call him out. I insult him. Like a lot of the showmanship is made this way. So it's just the technology makes it bigger. It's not that the people are better. I think the performance will get better. It's not athletes are better now. It's that the technology makes performance better and make the show better. Yeah.
You're one of very few superstars that have really transcended the sport. A lot of other individuals have made a name for themselves with trash talk and things of that nature. You always took the high road. As a Canadian athlete, was that important to you to make sure that you were representing this country?
No, it's not about representing country. For me, it's no politics. I represent myself. There's bad people in Canada too. It's not only good guy. There's very bad people everywhere. It's good and bad people everywhere. I wanted to do it for myself, and I don't care how the people conduct themselves. For me, there's a certain thing that I wanted to do. I'm a perfectionist guy, so if I would have been an architect, I wanted to become the best architect in the world. If I would be a professor, the best professor in the world. But I'm a fighter. I want to become the best fighter in the world. I became champion. Then I wanted to do something to change the game. I did my best to help to change with the performance-enhancing drug problem. I also wanted to be known as a good role model. I try my best to look and show a positive image of what I do for a living and who I am. And another thing I wanted to do is I want to retire on top, which is very hard to do, and I'm able to do it, so I'm happy.
In the last 5 years, you were really in your athletic prime, and you only fought one time. Do you look back on that and think, maybe I should have fought maybe once, twice more?
Yeah, I always say I should have. It's a little bit of regret, but I'm glad I did it this way. Could have been worse. I feel I'm at my best right now, my best shape. As a fighter, if you know the art of war, as a fighter, there is physicality and knowledge. Knowledge is a weapon. as I learn, as I keep training in this business, my knowledge will grow until I die if I stay in the business. However, my physicality at one point, now I feel on top of my game, but my physicality would diminish. The fighter, when he reaches his best, is when his physicality and his knowledge is at the peak. And I feel that's where I am right now. But the last person to know when it's time to take the retirement is the fighter himself. So at one point, my knowledge will always increase, but my physicality will go down. So it's all good. And fighting for all these years, it's not the damage that it takes on my body in terms of impact that I'm worried about. It's more about the stress that it gives me, the anxiety. That's what's grind me. That's what get to me. And stress is cause of many diseases. And for me, that's what I'm the most worried about. And now that I think my retirement, I'm happy to release all the stress, and I'm very happy.
You're also very obsessed pretty much with your peak performance and knowing you're going to be able to perform at your peak. Knowing Khabib was out till November, and if you maybe got a shot at him in 2020, you might have been close to 39 years of age. Was part of this
38. Don't make me old.
Well, if it was middle of next year, 39 maybe.
I'm 37.
Yes,
now.
I know. So am I. I don't want to make you older. I understand where you're coming from.
Right.
But was part of this just knowing what your shelf life was as an athlete, what your expiration date was on having your peak physical presence?
I think the expiration date of an athlete varies to every individual. It's a genetic. It's many more than what I will mention, but it's mainly genetic, and it has to do. If I never took drug in my life. Drug shorten your career because it's a shortcut. It's gonna help you for a short amount of time, but then it's gonna mess up your hormone system. Never took drug. It's genetic. I think I have good gene. My parents, my family is in good shape, and also I train smart. A lot of people. I know a lot of athletes. They leave their career in the gym. They make wars in the gym. They train. It has to do a lot with how you train. So I have very good trainer, very knowledgeable people around me, and I train very well. And I train smart, and I think that has to do. So I think for a guy like me, it could be good for until 40 something years old.
And finally, the word that we heard most from you when it came to your fighting career in the last couple of years is legacy, wanting to grow your legacy.
Yeah.
Now that you're walking away, what is your legacy in your opinion?
Like I said, I wanted to be remembered as one of the best guy. Also, a guy that tried to change the game for performance-enhancing drug. I tried to make a difference. I try my best to help it. I wanted to be known as a good role model, and very important to retire at the right time on top.
George, thanks so much for this. Thank you for your contribution to the sport, and more importantly, thank you for being such a great representative of this country.
Thanks to you guys, and thanks to the fans for the support. It means a lot to me from the bottom of my heart. I will forever be thankful for the support you give me. Thank you very much.
The feeling is mutual. Thank you, George.
Cheers.